Bubblegum stew. Captain Newt was hungry, and so was his crew. So he started to brew a new kind of stew. He threw in some salt, then some bubble gum too. Stew is a kind of hat, ship, soup. Stew is a kind of hat. Ship. Soup. He gathered his crew to try the stew. The stew was hot and very gooey.
The stew was hot and the stew was hot and very
Gooey. The stew was good and very chewy. They chewed and chewed the bubblegum stew.
They
Chewed
and
chewed
the
bubble.
gum stew
Then they blew bubbles, which grew and grew, till they lifted the captain and his crew. Up, up, and away they flew. The stew was chewy because of the salt, gum, water, gum. Zari goes to the moon. Maybe one day I'll go to the moon. 3, 2, 1, boom! Zoom! My rocket will fly to the moon. Zari would like to travel in a boat, rocket, train, rocket. I'll put on my moon boots and grab my spoon. It will be so cool to walk on the moon. What kind of food will I eat on the moon? Maybe I'll find a pool of cool pink goo. I'll use my spoon to scoop the goo. I'll scoop some fluffy white goo too. I hope there's ice cream on the moon. Zari used a spoon to scoop the goo, throw the goo, mix the goo. Zari used a spoon to scoop the goo. The blue house. Dad, I have to finish my blue poster today. It's due tomorrow.
it's due
Tomorrow. B has to take her poster to school tonight, tomorrow, today. Tonight. Today. Tomorrow. You can look for blue pictures in these magazines, B. My library books are due tomorrow, too. B finds a blue house and cuts it out.
B
Finds.
a blue house and cuts it out.
B glues the blue house onto her poster. B, did you get the blue house from this book?
B. Did you get the blue house from this book?
You said I could cut out the blue pictures, right? True. And you didn't know this was a library book.
True. And you didn't know this was a
Library.
book.
Library. It's okay. I've always wanted to buy this book anyway.
It's
Okay. I've. Okay.
always wanted to
Buy.
this book.
Anyway. B cut the blue house out of a school book, library book, magazine, library book. Cookbook. Ollie had his cookbook, and he was ready to cook. The pictures of soup looked so good. First, he found some firewood. Then he got some water from a brook.
Then he got some water from a brook.
A brook is a small tree, river, book. A brook is a small river. He put the water on a hook. When the water was hot, he added the book. Ollie waited a while, then took a look. The soup didn't taste so good. At last, Ollie understood.
At last.
Ollie understood. Understood. A cookbook is not a book you cook. Ollie didn't know how to use the wood, water, cookbook. Cookbook.